That whale's not going anywhere.
The crushing, unending oblivion of middle age.
Welcome to the NBA podcast, where each week we explore the side streets and rabbit holes around movies, books, and albums. In this two-part third episode, we discuss the long-awaited true sequel to the 1997 hit movie George of the Jungle, where Brendon Fraser reprises his titular role in Darren Aronofsky's bold portrayal of the trials and tribulations of Act 2 in George's life in his 2022 film, The Whale. We also discuss the 2017 album, Venom by Black Mamba Man, and track the parallels between these two bodies of work, as well as some other surprising influences. Enjoy the podcast.
How many of us actually got to watch The Full Whale?
Just me.
Yeah, just Dave. So
okay.
I got halfway through it. I started watching it on Tuesday night, but I watched half of it. I'm like, fuck, this is pretty hectic. It's just a little bit late at night.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll catch up on it on Wednesday evening before we do the podcast. And then when you cancel, I'm like, oh, cool, I'll do it on Thursday night, actually. Because I had a NSRI meeting on Wednesday night. Jump on, and then Thor's was messaging saying, where do you find this thing on Showmax? I'm like, no, it's there. Have you got the paid version? You know, thinking Thor's has gone for the free version.
Yeah.
And then I jump on and I can't find it. I'm like, have I gone crazy? And it's been taken off.
Yeah, I know. There was like no warning. Like, what's the chance that literally halfway through the week that we planned to watch it, the only streaming service like in the known world that has it, it's gone.
Do you think they're onto us? You reckon our listenership's wider than we knew?
Yeah,
they're always listening.
Yeah, I think big podcast is threatened by us.
Yeah, so they're pulling any movie.
They're very threatened.
Did we announce it ahead of time, or do you think they've hacked into our phones?
No, we did announce it ahead of time. So maybe one of those three people that listened to the previous episode were attached to big podcast. And at least it's a very small sample for us to kind of zero down and try and identify this individual.
Either from Memphis or India.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What's a family member? Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, they don't want to lose us, so they're going to torpedo the mission.
Yeah. My brother doesn't want me to be more famous than him.
Exactly.
Discovering it.
I can believe that.
Exactly.
Love you, Mike.
Well, look,
Dick.
But at least there's the internet, so there's lots of reading. I definitely still want to watch it, having gone through all the effort to fill in the blanks from everything else around it. But I think if I did never watch George of the Jungle in 1997, I would have been lost in the sequel completely. You know. So at least I had a handle that I could kind of find my way through this, which is pretty good.
What happened to George when George lost his mind?
Well, they had that first sequel that was like when late 90s, early 2000s, but it wasn't played by Brendon Fraser. You know, I think they kind of lost. They kind of sold out just to get the money for the sequel, and they kind of lost the grit of the story. So I'm glad someone's had the balls to kind of go back and revisit it and do it properly. Even if it's not the story we expected.
Even if he ate all the monkeys.
Yeah.
All of them.
And that's
George
why Jane
Jungle
Goodall
takes to the ocean.
Yeah. Geez. And in the week that Jane Goodall dies as well, he's bloody eating all the monkeys.
Man. There we go. I think he was cracked it wide open.
Cracked it wide open. So we're just going to fake it and pretend we watched it and talk about it. We're just going to let you cut it all together later.
No. Well, you've watched it. Devon's watched half of it, and I've read extensively around the subject, and I think I've got a pretty good handle on how Aronofsky picked up the storyline and what his artistic vision was for George's story in the second installment. So I'm quite comfortable with what I've got to bring to the table. I'd love to hear your takes on the unofficial sequel. And go from there.
Jeez, I think I sent you through as my summary. Man leaves wife for gay lover, disowns child. The man has
all the time.
It is. It really is.
Even Disney made a song about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, I took a little bit out of that. What is that review I sent to you yesterday? That lady,
that angry woman. Was it meant to be tongue in cheek? Did she not watch the original in 1997?
No. So she's a large lady, and she probably obese. So she didn't like the way it portrayed obese people. But I only skim read it. I think you read it more than I did. But I did agree with her that it wasn't the great. Everyone says it's the greatest movie of all time. Like, yeah. I even read one review where it said a hilarious comedy. Like, hilarious comedy.
There was lots of mentions of it being a comedy drama, and look, I haven't watched it, and the Warrens of my mind are quite disturbed. So maybe I'll have a good chuckle. I'm not sure. This is how I look forward to it.
I didn't see much humor in it, I must be honest.
Okay.
No. I mean, when a movie opens with an obese guy watching gay porn, jerking himself off, that's, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the movie. So some people may find humor in that.
No, absolutely.
I did not.
While a missionary watches from the door.
Yeah. That was a little bit funny.
That's like the cautionary tale of like what's happened to George. It's like, just hear me out here. Like, I was late teens, early 20s when I watched the original in 1997. And I was long-haired, barefoot, and metaphorically swinging through the jungle with a tookie bird and my pet elephant and ape by my side. No, you knew me back then. And I was chasing Ursula around the world, and I was full of energy and love. And now it's like 40 years later, and I'm wearing like the weight and corrosive burden of adulting, like that symbolic fat suit that George is wearing. I barely recognize myself, so my name could change. And I think Aronofsky was very, very kind of smart to kind of change George's name so we could see that disconnect with who
Charlie.
he was. With who he was. Yeah. And there he is trying to find himself in this heavy suit of adulting. His relationship with Ursula has clearly failed. He's got 2 more failed relationships down the line. And for me, sitting where I am, it's like a cautionary tale that if you give up the dream of the jungle, it's a slippery slope to a life of masturbation and takeaway pizza.
Yeah.
I mean,
it really is.
Once you've dived into that and given up, it's hard to crawl back out of that.
Crawl back out of that hole.
Looking at it through your eyes, I now understand why the movie was so highly rated. Yeah,
exactly.
Obviously, I must have missed all of that.
You've got endorphins in both hands, right? So for me, definite cautionary tale. Don't lose hope for the jungle. And
there we go.
It works.
Don't cut your hair. Don't settle down to a teaching job. There we go.
Yeah.
Don't start online teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. But have you guys seen any about Aronofsky's other stuff? Because he does have like an environmental bend. Some of his movies, they say, are like environmental parables. I haven't watched Mother, but they say Mother and Noah. And did you know that where was it? In the 80s, he was trained as a field biologist, and he went to the school for field studies in Kenya. So you can kind of see why it makes sense that he makes the sequel, because he was in Africa in the early 80s, about the time George would have been raised as a feral child by monkeys. So with his interest in environmentalism, having been in Africa when George would have been young in Burundi running around. Where's George from? Burundi. I think he's from Burundi.
Was he? Okay, interesting.
I think that's where he was raised. Yeah, that's where he was raised. And, then if Darren Aronofsky, Dave, you're looking at me suspiciously like I'm talking nonsense. If he's into environmental activism, and like you got the key themes of George are save ape, save the world, save the environment, then the key themes of Noah as well, save the animals, save the world. I mean, it overlaps. And you can see how he's built his career towards this movie. And he's kind of taken
it's all for this one moment. Yeah.
No, he's taken seminal movement parts of the original, which I think you can only recognize now when you watch the sequel he's made.
Which you haven't watched.
But I've read extensively about the sequel.
I've read extensively.
So when you see the sequel he's made, you can see all the nods he's given to George of the Jungle through the rest of the body of his work.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
the penultimate scene in George of the Jungle is when Ursula and George declare their love for each other in front of all the people of San Francisco and Africa and the jungle animals in attendance. And in Noah, you've got Emma Watson's character Ella marry Shem on the Ark, which is they declaring their love for each other in front of all the people left on the planet and all the animals left on the planet.
And all the animals.
So he's taken that scene from George of the Jungle and he's just exponentially magnified it to all the animals and all the people.
And in the final scene, the daughter does declare her love for her father, the whale, before he ascends. Before he ascends, well, basically into the ocean. I don't know. It's so weird at the end. It's just weird.
He did go into the ocean at the end.
He did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need to have a focused discussion about the end. Just shortly. Okay. I think there's a lot to unpack there. Yeah.
A lot.
a lot to unpack there. And I'm just trying to think.
Sure.
And what is other movies? So he's got The Whale. He's got Black Swan. He's got Black Swan. So I mean, you got The Whale, Black Swan, and George of the Jungle. I mean, that's a Julia Donaldson children's storybook right there. You've got all the characters, right? And obviously he's just layered kind of deep metaphorical symbolism on top of them to have Natalie Portman's character and Alan. But it's all there. It's art.
All there. It's there just with pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And gay porn.
It did make me want pizza. There was a surprising lack of sausage, which I must say we were also remiss that there was a lack of sausage in last week's discussion. But
and squid, very few squids.
Yes.
No Humboldts.
No
Humboldt sausage.
But I think Humboldts fight whales. I think there's something there. You might have just actually come to something else. They have to catch those whales with the giant sucker scars on the side of their heads from where they've been fighting giant whales.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So maybe whales in nature eat Humboldt sausage. Is it the squid attacking the whales or the whales attacking the squid?
It's an age-old
snake
question.
to my mongoose or the mongoose to my snake? I'm not quite sure, but either way, it's really frightening.
Oh, I like that. I'm actually getting a vision of two tattoos on my forearms. One tattoo of a snake and one of a mongoose. So in each of us, there is a snake and a mongoose. And they both want sausage.
Which one do you feed?
Just give them both sausage. I also found some links to Brendon Fraser's other movies, which I think would have influenced Aronofsky while he was kind of planning. I don't know if you found any.
I used it as an excuse to go and watch Encino Man or California Man again. And that was definitely the wise choice. Yeah.
I haven't watched that for a very long time. I'd like to see that again.
Yeah. And I think I watched it in 1993 when it came out. But it was definitely worth it. I thought the next T-shirt should be Nugs, Chillin' and Grindage from California Man. Do you remember that?
Very nice. Yeah.
Nugs,
I haven't seen it for probably 3 decades.
Yeah, that's all his life revolves around. Nugs being chicks, chilling and grindage. Food.
And Donde Esta Biblioteca, wasn't that also in the movie?
That's right.
Almost all the Spanish I know, I learned from California.
It's from that myth.
I mean, his body of work has given us so much. It's really a lot to be thankful for.
No, very, very grateful.
Then in The Mummy, I found Brendon Fraser was fighting Imhotep, right? Do you remember The Mummy?
Yeah. Yes,
the first thing of The Mummy.
Well. Right.
So Imhotep was in love with this forbidden love, and he wanted resurrection and redemption, but he got punished, and he was entombed and eaten by scarabs. Now and Brendon Fraser was the protagonist against his antagonist. Now we've got Brendon Fraser himself who's looking for redemption, and he has become the horde of scarabs. And he's only eating himself to death because of forbidden love. So it's like two sides of the same coin, kind of just exploring his artistic depth and versatility.
So he's basically done the same movie again.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think it's almost like one body of work. I mean, even across we'll get to Black Mamba Man just now. It's all one story. It's like a massive Tolkienian. It's like a massive Tolkienian universe where everything is interlaced with everything else.
There's a lot of links. There's a lot of links to Black Mamba Man. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you look. George was a feral person raised by animals.
Yeah.
Black Mamba Man was raised by feral. Yeah, and if we come back to kind of the triptych we painted of Black Swan, the Whale, and George of the Jungle, you could then make it. What's the one up from a triptych? Okay, homework, or we'll insert edit here for what one up from a triptych would be. Then you've got the Whale, George of the Jungle, Black Swan, and Black Mamba Boy. Now that's a cartoon series I'm watching.
That's 100%.
R-rated or R-rated or family version. That's going to be a doozy.
That would be incredible. And I'll tell you the exact guy that I want to narrate it is H. John Benjamin.
Who does he narrate? What's his voice?
He's he does Archer. He does Archer.
Yes, that's amazing.
He's Sterling Archer.
Have you watched Archer, Dave?
No, I don't think I have.
I think it's on Netflix. It's like a dodgy adult sense of humor cartoon. But you'd enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Add it to the list to watch. I'm writing
I think
notes.
that'd be very good. I think Jude Law would also be a good narrator, like with the Lemony Snicket, a series of unfortunate events kind of narration in the background. But that would probably have to be like for the more R-rated art house version of George, Black Swan Girl, The Whale, and Black Mamba Man.
Whale and Black
Mamba Boy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know?
Yeah. You know?
No, absolutely.
Creamy fucking pints. You know?
Creamy fucking pints.
I think we need to write a script for that movie.
I think it's all in Thorin's head. We just need to
challenge accepted.
Yeah,
I've actually got the finger. I've got the finger puppets lined up right here. I was hoping you would ask. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Dave, I don't think you and I are going to be writing the script, more so just reading it tomorrow morning. Raining him in.
I'm so glad you asked. I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah, I have a storyboard made up.
I really shouldn't show you because it's not finished, but now that you asked.
I'm only 285 pages in. I'm just scoring the final tracks and then we're in.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Okay, so we didn't get much out of watching that.
Let's go to the end of it, though. Let's go to the end.
Okay.
The end scene.
All right.
So what is your take on the end scene? And you're the only one who's watched the end scene because the streaming service stopped. So Devin hasn't seen the end scene. I've tried to see it from summaries and clips. But is it that scene with the lights, the toes?
I watched the last 5 minutes on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'd watched half. I could kind of figure out where the movie was going, how it was going to play out. But I watched the 5 minutes just to kind of see. And it played out pretty much exactly like I thought. But Fraser was so brilliant, he brought me to tears. I was like, geez, like, it's like I knew what was going to happen. And he still brought me to tears. The Renaissance.
It was emotional.
It's come to fruition.
The Renaissance, yeah. I want to watch it. It's pretty good.
That's what I took out of it. The acting was outstanding. I mean, mainly him, the Asian girl, the nurse, she was pretty good, but Fraser, just his face, he's just incredibly expressive. Mm-hmm. And I was watching a few interviews with him in the week as well, Graham Norton and things like that. It almost looks like he's on the verge of tears or laughter all the time. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a deadpan. It's like he's always either looks like he's going to cry or looks like he's going to laugh. I don't know.
That's
true. I thought he was brilliant. I think he deserved the Oscar, whether the movie was shit or not.
Yeah. Did you know that the Whale was initially a play before that?
I heard that,
yes. Yeah, I heard that, yeah. So, and that's to make some changes to make it more time appropriate and change the drugs of choice and that stuff, which is interesting.
But I think that they needed a seriously strong performance by an individual to carry that film in a movie as opposed to on a play, and I think he did that. Jeez, he was good.
Yeah, and I think even with one of the interviews with Aronofsky, he said like he wanted to make it for a long time, but he couldn't find the right actor. He couldn't find the person that could actually carry it off.
Yeah, and how did he? I think I read some of that. How did he decide on Fraser again? I did read it somewhere.
I don't know.
it's been coming for years since George the Jungle won. You know, he's been.
Yeah, I suppose. And then there we go. In the back of his mind, it's been there. He's been tracking the career,
building up to this the whole time. Yeah.
Tracking the stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Just been waiting.
Nothing Aronofsky does is by chance.
That's true.
Even him searching for other actors. It was all in the script.
All part of it.
Absolutely. And it all started in 1985 in Kenya when he was doing his his field biologist studying with the School for Field Studies in Kenya. It's been a long journey.
I can either take this little black mamba boy here, or I can take this guy George Burundi of the jungle.
Yeah,
absolutely. And he went with the latter.
Yeah. And Black Mamba Man wasn't born then. Yeah, he wasn't. The Black Mamba boy was. Yeah,
that's true.
He was still to join us.
Well, who knows how a human being ages when it's raised in an ant mound by a mother black mamba from a baby? Because if you're not having human milk and you're only having rodents and termites, the aging process might be different.
Could be, yeah. And you've got venom coursing through your veins.
Before we jump into Black Mamba Man, that end scene, how do we interpret him rising up into the light?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
does he die? Is he having a stroke? Is he fainting?
I'm assuming he got a head rush.
Okay. Possibly, yeah. So it could be quite light and mild, and he could wake up after the end credits and everything's good. Okay.
No, I think he's dead. I think he's dead as shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he snuffed it. He should have been dead days ago.
So there's two other options that are kind of ringing there for me, and the one is like, so we got Thomas's character, right, and Thomas is the missionary, and that's actually another nod to the original George of the Jungle. And I can edit out these ums and ahs when we get the final thing, but I just want to find it for you, because in George of the Jungle,
which you've got that playing on in the other, you've got the whole movie George playing in the background there.
But the antagonist in George of the Jungle, Ursula's fiance is Lyle van der Groot, Lyle from the Big, and he's played by an actor called Thomas Hayden Church. So now in The Whale, we have Thomas from the church who's kind of playing an antagonistic, but is he an antagonist or not role, which is kind of just a little subtle nod there to George. But his church, New Life Church, and I haven't watched the movie, but I've read extensively enough, that his church is like kind of an end of the world is coming church, right?
So is it a real church? I didn't get a chance to look into it, or is it a fictitious?
There are real churches called New Life Church, but the fictitious church in the story is the end of the world is coming. Sinners repent, Jesus is coming, and
only 144,000 get into heaven.
Was that the story? I didn't watch the movie, so I'm missing some of the finer details.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so
that's Jehovah's Witness, isn't it?
I was just going to say, there's Jehovah's Witness. Hey, what do they say? 70,000 or 100,000 or something similar.
140,000 or something.
Is it the same? Yeah.
But anyway,
which why would you then go and recruit others? Why would you knock on doors? Surely
because it's the Christian thing to do. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't throw balls. You don't throw balls to the other guy in the nets who's he's also going for the opening batting position. You say, sorry, chap, I got a bad shoulder. All the best. Work it out yourself. You've got that spot locked in. You keep that spot.
There we go. Okay, but why is that important to the plot line? So like when you're writing something, when you're writing a story, when you're writing a play or a poem, you use economy of words, economy of ideas, and if it's not performing some function to the story, you don't include it. So like Chekhov's rule for writing. If a gun appears in Act 1, that gun has to do something again in Act 3. It has to be part of the story. Right. Yeah. So why...
If a Christian appears in Act 1,
but it's not
we have to shoot him in the head by Act 3?
No, it's not about Christianity, but it's about the specific fact that this Christianity is the end of the world is coming and it's coming soon. So could there potentially be in that end scene that Thomas and the church that Alan killed himself because of that the rapture is happening right there? Because because when the daughter walks out, Ellie, and I know it's still daytime, but you see the sun on her face with George behind her, and it's like almost ethereally bright. And then George gets up, and before he collapses, you see the smile. So it could be a smile of I'm dying, but I've reached my daughter and I'm redeemed. But he's also physically he's lifting off the floor in this glow of white. And maybe what's off camera and we can't see is that Ellie is also lifting up, and she is. And why make her such a horrid bitch in the story? If it wasn't for her redemption as well in the story, which we don't see, but is reflected in his joy when he has been raised up in this light. So possibly the entire point of Thomas was that the rapture came.
Okay, and could be. I like it.
And the story was set in 2016. And then the rapture and that coming of Jesus and the taking of souls is meant to come before pestilence, war, plague, and famine. So 2016, the story takes place. 2019, we have COVID, and we've been in a shit show on the brink and panic of World War III since then, with everything else happening in the world.
Okay, so it was the rapture. So you're saying I missed the rapture?
Maybe.
Just because I was drunk in 2016.
I think we all missed the rapture.
Dev, do you have a hand up for a question, or are you testifying?
No,
have I reached your soul, brother? Have I reached your soul?
Yeah.
Jesus is coming.
Preach, baby.
Ain't no call waiting when the rapture comes. You got to answer that call.
I got the good Lord.
Sorry, Dev. What were you going to say?
No, my mind wasn't blood. My mind was blood. No, my hand wasn't in there. I was just saying.
Okay, cool.
There was a hell of an explanation. And,
well, there's option 2.
Oh God.
I thought there might be. Yeah.
So the story takes place in the state of
Idaho, wasn't it?
Idaho.
Idaho.
And do you know what one of Idaho's kind of claims to fame is?
Wheat.
It has the highest per capita UFO sightings of all American states.
Oh, magnificent. So you think he was taken by a UFO?
So
they're going to regret that when they get him on board.
But it sets up the trilogy of the first part of the George of the Jungle series. Right? He's left the jungle, got Ursula, come back to the jungle.
So
that's the first movie.
George of the Cosmos.
But it's also Act 1. It's Act 1 of the trilogy of the stories. And then we've got Act 2, which is the fun and games, but it's a really dark fun and games whereby we meet him. He's lost his name. He's Alan. He's lost his relationships. He's wearing this baggage of not living in the jungle anymore. Yeah. But now we've got kind of the break into 3 where he's been redeemed. He can smell the jungle again. He's ready to run. He's working. And he's been taken by the aliens. Okay. And it's either for that or either because the aliens are just looking for specimens and he was a big one. But
maybe they're cannibals and they were looking. If we get that one, we don't need to get like 5. We'll just get that one.
Yeah, we're not sure what Aronofsky's vision is for the entire arc of George's story. No. But we can be hopeful. But I think Act 3
might involve cannibalism.
Act 3, the third movie, or George in Outer Space would be wild. I'd be signing up for that. George on Mars. Yeah.
George on Mars.
George on Mars. And then also it's the 42nd most ghost haunted place in America. So that would then kind of maybe support the rapture. If you're going to have some spiritual boogie boogie, it's kind of
but that's quite 42. Low. I mean, how many states? 50 odd states.
Yeah, but it's a big place, Dave.
No, there's a lot of places in those states.
Yeah.
It's not in the top half.
But at least it's something. It's something. Did you think the rapture would happen in an obvious place?
Well, I would
the aliens would know where the rapture was happening.
You think so?
Are you saying that happened simultaneously?
Or maybe it's the same thing. Oh, I think you've cracked this wide open, Dev. Maybe the rapture is when the aliens...
What about time zones? Oh, right. Okay. Could be.
There is no time zone in the human heart, Dave. This is ultimately a love story. Will he find Ursula? Will he find Ursula on the mothership?
Don't call him Willie just because he's a whale. Can't call him Willie just because he's the whale. Maybe that was it. They were freeing Willie.
Free Willie.
The aliens were freeing Willie.
Well, that might be another influence. That might be another influence of Aronofsky's, and it might be a nod to Free Willy in that opening scene in front of the TV. The whole movie is a homage to his artistic influences.
I don't think that thing was very free. It looked like it was a struggle to find it and reach it.
Darren Aronofsky, if ever you hear this, just know we're talking shit.
So,
unless it's true, and then we'll have you on the podcast.
Yeah. I doubt he thinks this is a serious study of his work, his body of work.
So we could make it a serious study with our combined intellect.
We could start a whole other podcast purely just focusing on Darren Aronofsky's art house. and eventually
connected
to George of the Jungle.
And eventually we would wrap it into the Paddington Bear podcast, and it would just
So next week, the Black Swan. Wait.
I watch it once a week just for to maintain my artistic integrity.
just the one part.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I just read voraciously on the subject of it. Yeah. I just read articles.
Oh wow!
I love ballet, man. I just love it.
Oh dear. Problematic.
Okay.
Problematic.
Yeah. Well, we'll go on to Black Swan someday. Who's I'm trying to remember who the actress is.
Oh, come on!
It's
don't
Natalie
play
Portman,
dumb.
is it?
Yes.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm mixing it up with Tonya, the Tonya Harding one. At any point in the Black Swan, does somebody's knee get taken out with a baseball bat?
I am so concerned that you are confusing those two movies.
Are you joking? But it's a similar story, isn't it? Isn't it similar? I mean, in the Black Swan, there's two ballerinas, and they both, or the one has a vendetta and trying to take out the other one, and that's Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. It's the same thing.
Fair enough. But the one movie you can watch by yourself, the one movie you can watch by yourself, like George of the Jungle does in the sequel, and the other one you don't watch by yourself like that.
Okay.
Right?
Depends how much you like violence with baseball bats.
That's true. Are you a sports fan?
Absolutely.
You're either going to have your dick out for baseball or for ballerinas.
I think that's the next T-shirt.
Why can't it be both?
Oh, man.
Dicks out for baseball.
Or ballerinas.
Vale, repitan en español. ¿Dónde está el sanatorio?
Vale.
Gracias por escuchar. That's all for part 1 of episode 3. Join us next time as the lens shifts to Black Mamba Man and the final explorations of these two works of art. Until next time.
Some older nuns with a mansion and a pool.
Oh, buddy.